Ben, you were 6 over through 3 holes, finished 1 under. What the heck happened?
Yeah, it's it's kind of an interesting story. So I take creatine as a supplement, and this morning I didn't take it until I basically teed off on one, and I was at the end of my batch, and I had this like basically a snowball of creatine. So it'd been in my bucket for probably like a month, and I like broke it up and put it in my water bottle, whatever. Like I'm all good. Like I've taken creatine on the golf course before, it's fine. But I started taking it after my second shot, and I accidentally swallowed like one of the big rocks kind of that was in my water bottle. And I've never overdosed on creatine before, but I think I did in the moment because I didn't really drink any water after that. I basically just inhaled like a snowball. And so I started getting like super shaky, and I've never felt like this before, and I literally felt like I had tremors. And I 4-putted one, and then on two I like was freaking out and didn't know what to do, and I like hit it so far out of bounds. And then like luckily my caddy stepped in and like made me chug a whole water and like honestly like try to calm down a little bit. And then I hit the other one in play, and then I was fine. I ended up making whatever a double on that hole, and I bogeyed the next hole. Honestly, it was probably more just like a little bit flustered, but I was fine honestly after the second shot on two. And then I felt good, and so I went about my day and got it back to under par. But yeah, pretty crazy story. I don't think I'll be taking too much creatine in the future. I will take it, but not in the amount that I probably did on the golf course, which wasn't probably a healthy amount.
I have to admit, that's not what I was expecting to hear from you.
You guys, yeah, and like, it's not really like like I did hit bad shots, but I mean, I was like physically shaking like I've never felt before, and I don't normally miss a lot of short putts, and it was really a weird situation. But I'm very proud of the way I kind of bounced back, and I told Alex after on like 4 or 5, I'm like, I'm going to get back to even par, and sure enough, I got it to under par, which is pretty cool. Pretty proud of myself. Excited to go to the Tour Championship. Unfortunately, I think I came up short on a Ryder Cup locked spot, one of those 6. I knew I needed to shoot about 8 under, so I basically did that on the last 15. But you got to do better on those first few. But lesson learned. I'll be fine next week. Hopefully, play really well and leave the captain with no choice.
Even par was the goal after that point, like just the process of resetting for you.
Yeah, I mean, 15 holes left on the course. I think I told it to him on 5 when I was like, all right, let's get it back to even. Yeah, because it's a difficult golf course. It's hard to really shoot a low score out here. I mean, Robert McIntyre shot 62 the first round, which was extremely impressive. And today we got a little bit more wind. Greens are starting to firm up just a touch. I knew it was going to be tough, and I'm just really proud of the way I gave myself a lot of birdie looks, made a couple really long ones on the par 3s, which is always fun with the crowds. And yeah, fortunately, I was able to get back to the red.
Does it make it a little easier to bounce back from that when you kind of know that there's like a weird reason that you played poorly as opposed to like a little
Yeah, it was definitely not one of those situations where I'm like, oh my God, I don't know where the golf ball's going and like this could be an ugly round. I was actually very confident going into the round. It just kind of happened, and it's unfortunate, but yeah, it was a weird feeling. Like I honestly, I got to the third tee box, and I was like, well, I'm fine. Let's just pretend like that didn't happen, and just like, yeah, it kind of sucks in the moment. You're like, damn, I wish I could have like reset my round and just go back to 1 now because I felt good. But regardless, lesson learned. I'll be better in the future now.
Is that the biggest turnaround you've ever had in like a competitive round?
Yeah, probably. I would say so. I can't remember too many times where I've been all the way up to like 6 over and shot under par in a round. So that's probably got to be up there. Pretty proud of myself.
I had one more. With your spot locked up at Tour Champ and like going through the first 3 holes, did you have a moment where you're like, okay, I'm going to lock in and play aggressive? Like, or were you just trying to like see what?
Well, I remember walking off 1 and walking to 2, and when I hit the first ball out of bounds, I'm like, am I going to have to like withdraw? Like, I honestly thought I might have to withdraw. I was like, I need to control my body right now. It was a weird thought, but like luckily I just like took a minute. Probably took too long for pace play purposes, but I took literally a solid minute and a half, chugged a water and reset and hit. But yeah, I mean, I'm obviously in a very lucky situation, or not lucky, but just I'm very fortunate to be that high up on the FedEx Cup to where honestly it didn't really matter too much what I did today in terms of next week. But there's still a lot to play for. Every single shot matters out here. Every point's important. Regardless if it's world ranking point or FedEx Cup point or Ryder Cup, there's so much we're playing for, and so I'm just proud that I was able to reset and lock back in and play some good golf.